Hello and welcome to the Red Phone Zone. I am one of your hosts, Ethan. I had the chance to go to the drive-in theater this last weekend. Yes, a drive-in theater. And got to see a double feature. Well, I already talked about one of those movies, Dylan Dog, Dead of Night. Well, the second movie I'm going to talk about now is Scream 4. Now, Scream 4 is obviously the fourth installment of the Scream franchise. It is directed by Wes Craven, stars Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette, and all those same people from the first three movies. Let me preface this by anyone who watches the show knows that I'm not a huge slasher movie fan. I don't follow its tropes. I don't follow its stereotypes, anything like that. I generally find slasher movies to be boring and kind of dumb and really just kind of a waste of my time. I prefer much more psychological horror. Well, Scream 4, let me really first off by say I've seen Scream 1, Scream 3, did not see Scream 2. Scream 4, well, sucked. I want to say that it's not really a movie that was made with me in mind. I'm not the target audience for it. It is not a movie that I really would have wanted to see, but it was a double feature, so hey, there it was. The movie, my big problem with slasher movies in general is that people generally don't act realistically, and I know that's one of the big draws of the movie. And a lot of the problems I have with Scream 4 sort of stem from my problem with the genre in general. I understand it's not a movie that was made for me. Again, I know a lot of the complaints I have about it are pretty much complaints about the genre itself. First off, this is the fourth movie, okay? So presumably these characters have been through a situation like this 3 times prior where, some crazy lunatic dressing up as Ghostface is going to try to kill him. I would figure that at this point, all of these characters would be packing, 44 Magnums or small howitzers or anti-tank rounds. Because there were numerous points in this movie where a well-placed shot would have ended the film. And really saved me from having to sort of nitpick and poke holes in the whole movie throughout the whole 90 minutes or 2 hours, however god long it was. It is really not a movie that's even worth me sort of getting all up in arms about how much I didn't like it. Again, I'm not the audience for it, and I didn't like the movie. I'm not going to see it again. I'm not going to watch Scream 2 just so I get the full effect of all the Scream movies. I really don't care. The movie was just dumb. The villain or villains, that should be no bloody surprise to anyone who's seen the stupid franchise. Really doesn't do anything new, and I understand it plays off of itself being a reboot of a movie that was making fun of or sort of basically whatever Scream wanted to do a send up of the slasher genre, and there's an amount of blood and gore in the movie that honestly I've seen more of elsewhere. There's a couple of shots here and there that's just sort of like, okay, that was unnecessary, but, do you really want to see these same characters running around doing this over and over again? If you're going to reboot the franchise, why don't you, get some new actors in there? And, they do, but then they pretty much kill everybody off in Scream fashion, apparently. I'm just don't feel energized enough to sort of get off my feet and sort of rant and rave about how much I didn't like the movie, but it's just there are so many better horror movies out there, and that you can rent for probably go down to your public library and rent for free, for crying out loud. Wes Craven is supposed to be this big, genre filmmaker. Guy's got a great sense of humor about himself. I'll give him that, and I give a lot of people credit for a good sense of humor about themselves and take himself too seriously. But really, I don't see the point in doing a movie like this now, because when you have the scary movie franchise basically making fun of the Scream movies, then there's no real point in doing another Scream movie. They sort of poke a fun here and there at the the movies that have come out since the last Scream movie, or since Scream really came out, like the Ring and the Mist and things like that. But quite frankly, if you want the same effect that this movie is going for, you just go back and watch the first one, and it's pretty much the same movie again. And I know that is the whole point of these slasher movies, is they're just the same one over and over and over again. But seriously, guys, this is not worth your time. Don't bother. I'm not gonna get too much more into it. It's not really worth my time, my effort. So there you go. There you have it. Scream 4 is lame. Go watch something else.